Good morning. It is Wednesday, August 21st, and today is the memorial of St. Pius X. This is Michigan Mornings from Ave Maria Radio and the Ave Maria Radio app. I'm Matthew Handley. Coming up, Dr. Ray shares some advice for responding to bad decisions made by teens. But first, this news. Former President Donald Trump held a press conference at the Livingston County Sheriff's Office in Howell yesterday with the slogan, "Make America Safe Again," on a banner behind him.
When I'm President of the United States again, we will never even think about or mention the words defund the police. We'll never think about that again. It's got to be put away. It's a bad situation.
Trump did not have specifics on what he would do for Michigan or the Great Lakes region. In the latest Decision Desk HQ average of polls, Harris holds a nearly 2-point lead over Trump. The presidential campaign of Vice President Kamala Harris criticized former President Trump for visiting Howell, as the town was historically known as the, quote, KKK capital of Michigan. Trump pointed out that Biden had campaigned in Howell in the past. Governor Gretchen Whitmer will speak on Thursday at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago. That's the last night of the convention. She is the co-chair of the Harris-Walz campaign and will speak on the same night that Vice President Kamala Harris will accept the party's nomination. Whitmer has been very active this week, appearing on MSNBC's Morning Joe yesterday and Comedy Central's The Daily Show on Monday. The Ford Blue Oval Battery Park under construction in Marshall has received approval from the city for a 50% tax abatement. The Industrial Facilities Tax Exemption Certificate means the business will pay half of the tax rate on the building, but the facility will be taxed at 100%.
Why can they not pay more? They get a special 50% abatement, and they can't afford more to give to the city.
That's Committee for Marshall, Not the Megasite Treasurer Gretchen Esser. Ford says they have committed over $130,000 in donations to Marshall Public Schools. A bipartisan effort is underway to restore a Coast Guard presence to Station Saginaw River. Congressman Dan Kildee and Congresswoman Lisa McClain have sent a letter to the U.S. Coast Guard urging them to keep search and rescue operations in mid-Michigan. The Coast Guard has shifted personnel and equipment away from the station and designated the site as a, quote, scheduled mission station during a recent nationwide reorganization plan. And hundreds of students in the Archdiocese of Detroit headed back to school yesterday as some Catholic schools began the 2024-25 school year. St. Pius X School in Southgate was one of those. The new principal, Sarah Furta, said the first day of school is a chance to set the tone for the year, and they're excited to work with the students to get them back into the school routine. You're listening to Michigan Mornings from Ave Maria Radio and the Ave Maria Radio app. Your weather's coming up next. Now this.
Teresa Tomeo.
Every time I go to Mass and see my husband serving on the altar as a deacon, it hits me how, with God, all things are possible. I mean, there is no way that we should be still married, number one, based on all the problems we had. But number two, the fact that I'm in Catholic media and my husband is a deacon is simply a testimony to the power of God and the teachings of the Church that saved our marriage and, more importantly, our souls.
We're looking at mostly sunny skies today in Detroit with highs around 74. Tonight will remain mostly clear with temperatures dropping to around 54. Tomorrow will be sunny with highs around 78. Friday will be mostly sunny with temperatures around 80. And Saturday will be mostly sunny with highs in the mid-80s. An emailer recently asked Dr. Ray for some advice on responding to her daughter, who is 19 and living at home but wants to spend several days with her boyfriend at college. Here's his answer.
You have every right to say, well, you can't do that. You're not going to go spend several days with your boyfriend living in his room. That's not going to happen. And if she says, well, you don't have a right to tell me, you can say, you're right. You're 19. You can do what you want. Better find a way to get through college, though. If you're going to do that, we're cutting off the money. You have every right to do that if you wish. If it were me, I would. I'd say, no, that's not going to happen. But there's more to it than this. Let's go on. She doesn't think we should have any say in this. Well, of course she doesn't. She wants to do what she wants to do. Of course, as long as you're footing the bills and as long as you are supporting her, even at home. Now, apparently she lives at home, and this boyfriend is in college, so therefore she wants to go there. Now, this particular e-person's a few weeks old, so this may have already happened. But I will send a notice to Mom here that the e-person has been aired. Mom says, we don't know how to explain to her why we have a right and responsibility to make decisions about her behavior outside of our home as long as she's living here. Mom, of course you do. Of course you know how. You've explained it. It's not a matter of if you explain it correctly, she'll say, oh, Mother, that makes perfect sense. I've been so stubborn. I've been so obtuse. No, you know perfectly well how to explain it. She doesn't agree. There's no way to explain it if she, at the very bottom of her decision-making process, doesn't agree.
More advice like that is coming up later today on The Doctor Is In with Dr. Ray Guarendi at 1 p.m. here on Ave Maria Radio. St. Pius X says the collection of psalms found in Scripture, composed as it were under divine inspiration, has from the very beginnings of the Church shown a wonderful power of fostering devotion among Christians. I'm Matthew Handley, and that does it for this edition of Michigan Mornings from Ave Maria Radio. You can stay connected with me throughout the day on X. I'm at Radio Handley, and Lord willing, I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Until then, goodbye.